on, dig into that soul, Chris. Come on, show the motherfuckers that you want this fight now. Show these motherfuckers that you get it. Dig.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Make some combinations fast. Come on. Trust in your speed, son.
He got that killer instinct. He know what it takes to get it done.
4 minutes.
That's why it's easy training with him, because he trains so hard.
In terms of my training in my camp, I love combat. I love testing myself.
What's the word, Chris?
Did some cardio earlier.
No, Wednesday we got 12 rounds. 12 3-minute rounds.
Inside the training camp, the atmosphere is intense as Chris Eubank Jr. sharpens every part of his game under the close supervision of his legendary father, Chris Eubank Sr. With the long-awaited Benn rematch approaching, the duo is combining old-school toughness with modern technical precision. Eubank Sr.'s trademark discipline, psychological edge, and demand for excellence are shaping Jr.'s preparation. This camp feels like a masterclass built on legacy, purpose.
This is my first full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus and hone your skills in the fight world.
See it. No, no. Beautiful. Beautiful. Work the rope. Work the rope.
As the rematch between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn draws near, energy inside Eubank's camp is surging. Their first showdown at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in April 2025 ended with Eubank Jr. earning a unanimous decision after a grueling 12-round battle. The stake
get into this fight and find his range, but find his range he did. They just exchanged the rounds one by one. Eventually Conor Benn looked like he was slowing down, but he found a second wind and managed to take it back to Chris Eubank Jr., particularly just with really aggressive punches. Chris Eubank Jr. working the body, Conor Benn trying to find that knockout punch. It was chaotic, a barrage from both fighters in those final few rounds, and so hard to call. On the fan scorecards, it was level, 114 to 114, and no one could separate these two. But you heard it there, Chris Eubank Jr. wins, and not only does that on unanimous decision, but does it to inflict Conor Benn's first ever.
CompuBox recorded Eubank Jr. landing 367 of 912 punches, while Benn connected with 215 of 593. Despite being the older and more physically depleted fighter, Eubank Jr. pulled through. His severe weight cut, missing by 0.55 pounds, led to fines and precautionary hospitalization afterwards. Now entering the rematch as the favorite, he aims to remove all doubt. Meanwhile, Chris Eubank Sr. remains both supportive and wary, reconnecting with his son while publicly questioning whether a repeat of those harsh conditions is wise. 4. Inside Eubank Jr.'s camp, the mood is sharpened and purposeful ahead of the second clash with Benn. Training has centered on addressing mistakes from their first meeting.
Weight drained, they put a rehydration clause in. They fined him some £500,000 for coming in, 2 ounces over the weight. It was reported to me by Lawrence Lustig, who is a very famous photographer. Junior wasn't even sweating at the end of the fight. Dehydration. These rules are in place to save my son, to save the lives of fighters. Unfortunately, the reporters, the journalists are not doing their job. They're not holding them to account. Gareth Davis, do your job. Simon Jordan, you speak on boxing, do your job. You are not credible if you let these things happen. What you are is a jester. As I said after the fight, Conor Benn is an extraordinary fighter. Fighting at 156 or fighting a fighter at 160, he doesn't get back down to 147. And if he does, he's not the fighter he could have been. They are dangerous, they are reckless. If the Boxing Board of Control don't do what they're supposed to do, which is to block fights from happening which do not abide by the weights and the rules, you are baboons. I'm not a baboon. and I know this life. I've gone up to cruiserweight, fighting Carl Thompson. Watch that fight. Both of them, where you're watching one man who is almost twice the size of me. So it seems, I say this sparingly, seemingly killing me. And it looks like a fight because the smaller guy, me, has heart, and nothing is going to stop me. No threat. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to put a picture up of my eye. It looked like my eye was pregnant, giving birth. That's these promoters pulling me into a fight that I need for the money. So I say, no, I'll do it. But the Boxing Board of Control is not supposed to allow that to happen. So now when I speak on it for my own son, people say, oh, well, you know, he's overreacting. I'm not overreacting.
He's training out of Dubai, isolating himself from distractions and pushing through long sparring rounds and conditioning sessions. He confirmed that his father will be ringside for support, but guiding him throughout camp as well. A sparring partner revealed that Eubank has been working 4-minute rounds with only 30-second breaks, designed to push endurance and force tactical discipline even under exhaustion.
About what that session involved and the benefits for him.
We call that the Xbox. 6 different stations. You got 3 coaches. You got 3 different obstacles to push you, as far as your power shots, your speed, your slipping, your rhythm, your sprints, your endurance on throwing your power shots and stepping over. So we usually do that once a week to push the fighter, and then every week we go up. Pick it up. Keep pushing. More. There you go. Almost there. Come on, let's go. Come on, Chris. Give it up. Come on, keep it up.
Junior has reunited with veteran coach Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, the man behind Terence Crawford's undisputed rise. The move signals that Eubank isn't just aiming to repeat the first win, he wants to dominate. McIntyre stated confidently, he already has his number. He praised Eubank Jr.'s intensity in the gym, noting that this camp is built on full commitment, focus, and a clear
full camp in Dubai. I've actually I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus.
The first fight echoed the legacy of their father's iconic rivalry in the early 1990s. The battles between Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn remain among British boxing's most memorable. Their 1990 clash saw Eubank survive Benn's early onslaught to stop him in the 9th and claim the WBO middleweight title. Comparisons have also been drawn to the 2008 Pacquiao vs. De La Hoya bout, where Pacquiao jumped 2 weight divisions yet overwhelmed the bigger man. Likewise, Benn stepped up.
We just keep grinding, to the next fighter.
Did you get to make it back over for the victory parade?
Yes,
or
definitely we had to come back for the parade. That was beautiful what the city did for Bud.
how was that? Yeah, because we've even seen other fights before where there's been a great turnout, but this looked like a whole new level, and so right, it should have been.
I can imagine probably close to 1 million people there. I would think, man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Crawford's obviously enjoying some well-deserved time off, but has he spoken to you any more about what kind of next steps would be for him, what he wants?
No, not yet. We talked a little bit yesterday, but we didn't discuss anything about boxing. So we just making sure, I was checking with him, making sure the gym was going good, the kids was getting a good workout, and we're putting on another show for our up-and-coming fighters, so he's working on that, and while I'm working with Chris.
Working with Chris, exactly. You are back working with Chris Eubank Jr. You're with him for the rematch against Liam Smith. How did it come about, you coming back into camp with him for this one?
Well, while we was finishing up with Crawford, Chris's guys, they hit me up maybe a month out and asked me would I be interested. I told them, of course, right away. Because I felt like that me and Chris got a good repertoire together, we got a good relationship, and we come out with good results.
Fraser Clark shared his thoughts on the brutal showdown between Eubank Jr. and Benn, saying the right man won. He praised both fighters for their heart and determination, noting how important bouts of this magnitude are for British boxing. Despite earlier disagreements about the fight, Eubank Sr stunned the crowd by arriving mid-undercard, drawing huge reactions from the 65,000 in attendance. Nigel Benn, father of Conor.
Be putting a bag on Conor Benn, and here's why. I believe we've seen this type of fight before. The similarities are unreal. 2008. A 29-year-old Manny Pacquiao faced a 35-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was the favorite in that fight against Manny Pacquiao because not only was Oscar De La Hoya an experienced and fantastic fighter, he was just naturally the bigger man, and they thought Manny Pacquiao was insane. Chris Eubank Jr., as the bigger man and skilled fighter, people are seeing him as the favorite. And me too, I am predicting a Chris Eubank Jr. win. But where I'm going to put my money is going to be on Conor Benn because of the history. The similarities of what we saw in 2008 with Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya. Chris Eubank Jr. is definitely.
Chris Eubank Sr has strongly warned that his son was misled into accepting a contract that prioritized profit over health. He argues promoters forced him into a harsh 160 pounds limit and added a strict rehydration clause that ensured he entered the ring drained. Senior insists the terms were never about athlete safety but about manufacturing drama that boosted ticket sales and streaming figures.
Eubank's here as well. Sir, you turned up to support your son. What a night.
Well, you know, I was always going to be here for my son, irrespective of what you thought. I mean, it's a show. So suspense is part of the game. Now, the performance, championship rounds, standing toe-to-toe, the credit I'm going to give to Conor. I told you he was a superior fighter, but he shouldn't be fighting at 160 or 156. He's a 147 fighter. What couldn't he do around the world? He's been destroyed by the people who are handling him, and they have to be brought to account. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
It's great to see you. Thank you.
Which he lost. What couldn't he do at his proper weight, fighting a man of his size? Let me tell you what Junior did. He took away all the sweeties from everyone. They fined him, they blocked him on rehydration, they tricked him on weight. Once you're bringing him down to 160, he's 35 years old. He's a man, he's a big man. He'll do it because he's a warrior, but he shouldn't do it. But he's not gonna listen to anyone. If he's not gonna listen to me, he's not gonna listen to anybody else. So the rematch is, Junior, you have everything, you're rich. You know, those promoters, they hate you because they can never get close to anything that you do. The analogy I will use, they're looking at you like you're a rocket, you've taken off, all the fuel burners and tanks have fallen back to Earth, and you are now in space. They don't have the oxygen to be in the world you live in. They would do anything to be able to live at that.
Weight dynamics were a major factor in their April 26, 2025 clash at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Eubank Jr, a natural middleweight who has fought as high as super middleweight, typically competes between 160 and 168 pounds. Benn, a long-time welterweight, normally fights at 147. Benn had to move up 2 divisions while Eubank cut down, each facing different risks. The agreed catchweight of 156 pounds created a middle ground, but one that tested both fighters, Eubank risking depletion, Benn risking bulk that might slow him. It set the stage for a bout where physical adjustments were as important as tactics.
Chris is even 70% of what he was. He's far too big for Benn. If he is really gone and shot, then yeah, he has a very good chance because, you know, he's the guy that can eat comfortably. You know, he doesn't have to pull himself down to make weight. You know, I look at it the same as I look at the, you know, obviously the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. You know, a lot of people just don't understand. You know, one guy planned not to make weight and one guy was actually working hard to make the weight. It's not a fair fight. And that's without even talking about, you know, the accusations about with the PEDs.
Oh mate, that'd be legendary. You know, that'd be legendary. I'd love that.
We know that your dad has had 2 very, very famous fights in the 90s with Chris Sr. You're, what, 3 or 4 weight divisions away from Chris Eubank Jr. at the moment, but you are 19 and you will continue to grow and you will continue to put weight on. What chance of you fighting Chris Eubank Jr. at some point in the future?
Oh mate, that'd be legendary. You know, that'd be legendary. I'd love that. I'd love that. You could, you know, but there's so many obstacles I got to get first before we can even consider that. So far, it's just a fantasy for the British public, you know. But who knows?